What's up, guys? My name is Greg Redding, and this is Greg's Adventures and Beyond, where I share and talk about a few of my favorite things: getting outside, backpacking, and making music. If any of these things interest you, please hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications to be alerted to new content, and follow along. As always, I'm super thankful. Much love to all, and I'll see you outside. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's doing well. I have a couple of things that I want to talk about today, and one is a pretty big announcement. So late last year, Pooh Bear and I had decided we wanted to do a thru hike this year of a trail. We both work and can't afford to take 6 months off to do something like the Appalachian Trail or the PCT, or anything of that length. So we decided we wanted to look at some shorter trails. We were looking at the Foothills Trail, which I believe is still kind of torn up from Hurricane Helene, so that's kind of off the table this year. The Long Trail in Vermont, and we had kind of decided that what the heck, let's try to do the John Muir Trail, the JMT. Started looking into both the JMT and the Vermont Trail, the Long Trail. And since you don't have to have permits for the Long Trail, we kind of decided that we would let that be our fallback. We would try for permits for the JMT, and if that didn't work out, then we would fall back and do the Long Trail. Anybody who has done any research on the JMT knows that you have to have a permit to hike that, because you, depending on where you're leaving from, if you're going north to south, you have to have permits for Yosemite, exiting Yosemite, and if you're going south to north, you have to have permits out of, I believe it's Inyo National Park, for Mount Whitney, because that's the southern terminus of the JMT. So in order to hike in the, I guess, the most ideal seasons or the most ideal times of the year to hike the JMT, which I guess are somewhere between June and October. Probably June would be early, October would be late. So we were thinking July to September. In order to start applying, we had to start applying a couple of weeks ago. So we've already been applying. The first round for the lottery was unsuccessful, so we did not get a permit that time around. However, we did get one the second time around. We just got a golden ticket. We got a permit for Happy Isle going through Donohue Pass. That is the actual beginning of the JMT. So we will be through hiking the JMT this year, starting in July, from Happy Isle to Mount Whitney. And we couldn't be more excited. Now, we both know how lucky we are to have gotten these permits, because I'm on a couple of groups on Facebook, and there are people who have been waiting for up to 4 years, who've tried every year and not gotten the permits that they're trying to get for this trail. We are extremely lucky that we got these on our second try, and we are going to do everything in our power to make this happen. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing for us. So we will be taking you guys along with us. We will be doing some videos on everything that it's taking for us to get ready, getting our food ready, getting our gear ready, working on logistics. So we're super excited about that. So that's that. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is a new piece of gear that I just bought that is going to be going on this trip with us. It's almost kind of fate. I just bought this to lighten the load and take this on other trips, and then we ended up getting these permits for the JMT. So I purchased a new tent. I've been carrying around a Big Agnes Tiger Wall UL3 for the past 3 years or so, and it's been a great tent. It's worked out really well for Pooh Bear and I, but I wanted to lighten the load because it weighs like 3.5 pounds, or just a little over 3.5 pounds with everything. So I started looking into truck and pole tents and Dyneema tents, ultralight tents. And I came to a decision and bought a Durston X-Mid Pro 2 Plus. Now, this is the Pro 2 Plus, not the Pro 2. So the Pro 2 Plus, the difference between the two is the Pro 2 Plus can fit two 25-inch wide pads inside of it, which is great for us because we need that little bit extra room. We want to be comfortable inside. And I'll go over more in future videos, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of a rundown on it right now. So it is a Dyneema tent. When you buy it, you have an option of getting a nylon floor or Dyneema floor. I opted for the Dyneema floor to keep it lighter. I also opted for the fitted ground sheet. So Durston makes a ground sheet that is exactly the same size as the floor, and it clips onto all four corners. So once you clip it on, you don't have to keep taking it off. You don't have to fold it up separately. It just becomes part of your tent. Didn't add very much weight at all. As a matter of fact, this whole thing right here is the tent, the fly, or not the fly, but the tent, the footprint, and the 8 stakes, and it weighs 1 pound, 13 ounces. So I'm extremely happy with this. I've set it up a couple of times in the backyard just to get used to setting it up because I've never set up a trekking pole tent before. Super easy. All you do is stake out the 4 corners and make it nice and tight, and then you throw your trekking poles in and it stands on its own. You can throw 2 more stakes in to stake out the vestibules, which are enormous. So 6 stakes, and it's standing pretty soundly. And then you can add a couple more stakes if you want to stake it down in higher winds or bad weather or whatever. It's an 85 by 100 total footprint, so it's a pretty good sized tent, but it's not that much different than the Tiger Wall that I've been carrying, so I don't really anticipate having a whole lot of trouble finding tent spots because I'm used to looking for bigger tent spots. 90 by 52 inches inside, that's 52 inches wide, so that'll fit 2 25-inch wide pads with a couple inches to spare. There's room at the foot and the head for extra gear that you want to maybe bring inside. It does have pockets inside. It's one of the cool things that I really liked about the Durston tents was the way they manufacture their tents. So let's say versus Z-Packs, which was actually the other tent that I was looking at. I was looking at a Z-Packs triplex. All the bigger panels they're not sewn together. They use a hot bonding process, which I guess is supposed to be a little stronger when it comes to those types of seams. Now they still sew all the things together where there's maybe mesh or mesh is sewn to Dyneema or whatever. There's still stitching and taped seams and stuff there. But the bigger panels are hot bonded together. I'll do another video on it later down the road and go a little more in depth on it. But this is the new tent. This is what I'm taking on the trip, the JMT 2025 JMT Thru Hike. Super, super excited. Can't wait to take you guys along with us. So until the next video, everybody stay safe, be good, much love.